Hey, it's Ray. I just saw Trap. It was kind of good. I wouldn't describe the movie as cohesive. Kind of messy. I like the premise. I like this actor because he was in Halloween H2O. And I honestly like him here. When he's on screen, I want to see what he's going to do next. I already know M. Night, the director, tends to make films with unexpected twist endings. If you've seen The Sixth Sense, I think he did good there. That movie's actually fantastic. The Village was okay. From what I remember, I'd have to revisit. Speaking of The Visit, it was not good. And The Happening, I have never really seen, but I know stuff. And he made other films that I don't really care to remember that I ever witnessed. This movie might be another one of those, or at least it's very like jumbled and kind of like just like what is happening. I remember stuff about the movie. I saw it once because I would never pay to see it twice. This movie's not that bad though. I think I'm being dramatic, but let's I don't know, it might be though. So this movie's setup is pretty good. They get right into it. The daughter and the dad, they're at this concert. The daughter's name is Riley. She's obsessed with the singer, Lady Raven. She's just a kid. It's like this movie's Justin Bieber. She's having a good time at this concert. I feel like I was at this concert at some points in the film, like on the floor seats with them. I think that was M. Night's point. I felt like I was at a concert at some points, like, am I still watching a horror movie though? The second the music in the movie starts, I was like, who is this? Interesting song, it was cool. I like the beat. And then it said music written, produced, and performed by Celica. It's M. Night's daughter. It said her name popped up and I was like, oh, gotcha. M. Night's daughter does the music. Not only that, but she's actually Lady Raven, a character in the movie, the one Riley's obsessed with, the star everyone's obsessed with. Her music plays a lot throughout the film. I probably should have known since it's like the first thing you hear. I know it takes place mainly at a concert, and this is an M. Night film where he is going to be a bit jarring, if that's the right word, but the music was a little much. It was a little much for me. I apologize. But I was like, we get it. Can I please watch a movie now, And then she becomes a bigger character than just this singer later in the movie and has much to do with the actual plot. We actually focus on her a lot more than our main characters for some time in the movie. He's the killer. He's the butcher. Remember, he's the killer everyone's looking for, which is a cool concept. Like, we know who the killer is. No one else does. So she makes him take her to his house, and then she drops hints to his wife about him being the butcher. Then she goes live to her fans in the bathroom and describes where his victim is in the city with 2 details. And then they save him. And then she's kind of like, my job here's done. And then we get back to the psycho. It's weird. The movie's execution is strange. I felt like I was watching a couple things at once. I had the most fun after he finds out that they set a trap for him. It's fun to watch him do these little sneaky maneuvers and plans throughout the concert arena. It doesn't last very long though, and even then, a few things he does wouldn't be able to happen so easily. He really just gets very lucky. It's not him being so much a badass. It's kind of coincidences, if I'm being real. But I was still willing to go with it. I wish the movie mainly centered on these aspects, but then it just throws some curveballs. And at one point, you don't know what's going to happen next. That could be a good thing, but here the payoff isn't enough for me. But the story between the dad and the daughter is pretty good because she's having the time of her life with her dad. And he is just using a facade. One, the SWAT or the FBI, whatever. One they're closing in on. They're pulling all these dads aside at the concert, which again is like, it's a little weird. Like the movie's, like I know M. Night's weird. So I wished it was more of that stuff going on when we just followed him around. At the end, he does something cool. I do like at the end, after he gets caught, he stands Riley's bicycle upright in the front lawn before he is like taken in the truck. Like that's a random weird little quirky thing that I like. Some of the other stuff is just like what? But I like that. It showed more layers to his character. I just wish we stuck with him a little more. The movie takes many, many turns, and I kind of felt like I was being sold an album, like a catchy album, but I found myself wanting a little more. Using Lady Raven, he escapes the concert venue, but then she kind of one-ups him by going to his house and exposing the location of his victim. She is literally the hero. Well, kind of. His wife subdues him in the end with like Riley's like birthday cake or like celebration cake. So the FBI can actually take him in. He pulls one last trick, and the movie ends with him unlocking his own handcuffs to do God knows what next. So the ending was pretty cool. Ending was okay. But still, after we leave the concert venue where it's just her music in our ears like the whole time and just impossible shit happening the whole time, at one point, you guys, he asks his daughter, because he finds out the one part they're not covering is like the basement or the back door or whatever. And of course, like, Russ is in the movie. So Russ comes out of this floor, and then the butcher, he's like, "Hey daughter, why don't we go in there? Like, you see that?" Like, and like, she's like, because obviously he like wants to escape. And she's like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Like, we're at a concert, like, this is Lady Raven, like, shut the fuck up." Like, obviously, like, she's not, like, what? Like, it was weird. But like I said, the ending was okay. But after we leave the concert arena, it's just a bucket of nuts. M. Night made After Earth for Will and Jaden, and then he thought, hey, I have a daughter.